Even Spees fell in love with martyrdom.
What did Albert expect, coming back for the trial?
Why are you so interested in all this ancient history, as you call it? Just a bunch of communists who got what they deserved, right?
I never said... That's the way Hoover sees it. And he says, hold you, keep up the pressure, and we'll figure out the charges later. I think you made him angry.
Then the day wasn't completely wasted. And these...
Orders.
You still think I know something?
Probably not. But when your husband came back, you must have realized the risk.
What are you saying? That I would willingly send my husband to the gallows?
No.
Look, no one worked harder to save him. I didn't know how far those scum would go. But I learned when I went back on the road.
Did you tell her I was here?
No, sir, but she followed me anyway.
Why didn't you just jail her when she showed up?
For what?
For offending the people of Ohio. I don't give a damn, Major Coy.
I did what you told me. Posted men at the entrance. Told her the talk had been cancelled.
And?
She demanded to see the mayor. You, sir.
I know who I am. Look, Coit. You keep that black bitch out of my face, or you'll be rousting drunks on the south side.
Yes, sir, but I'm not sure I can keep a young lady from doing whatever...
Mayor Walcott. Ah, there you are. I'm Lucy Parsons.
Madam, what do you think you're doing in my private office?
Registering a complaint. I just came from the 14th Regiment Armory in the beautiful city of Columbus, where I was told by this officer that my speaking engagement had been canceled. He said, what was it, Mr. Lloyd?
That the armory wasn't for rent. He provided this letter, ostensibly signed by you. Look, Lucy, I really think we should forget about this. Cincinnati's already lined up.
No, we need as much exposure.
All right, I signed it. Major Coy, bring in some men. So, what's your complaint?
That I've been denied the right to speak in your city.
Well, that's right. You have. The fact is, anarchists don't speak here in Columbus.
What?
You heard me. Now you've made 2 mistakes so far, little lady. The first was coming to town at all.
And the second?
Coming in here. Officers, take her upstairs.
What? You get your hands off of me.
What's the charge, may I ask?
I'll think of something. Now get out of here. Before I come up with something for you, too.
Sir, what do you want me to do with her?
Put her in the ranch with the other whores.
And tomorrow? What do we do tomorrow?
Tomorrow we'll show her what American justice is all about.
Get your hands off of me.
Yeah, sleep tight.
I wouldn't sit down there.
She looks like the same.
Why not? Bed bugs. Oh. But then where do we sleep?
Just try to nap sitting up. Or the floor.
It looks pretty cold.
It is, but a lot safer.
Welcome to the ranch.
First time?
Yes. The ranch?
That's what they call it.
First time shouldn't be no problem.
$5 and costs.
Good to know, but why are you here?
Take a wild guess.
Prostitution?
Close. See, Walcott's got a hand in most of the houses around here.
Work there and you're protected.
Yeah.
You mean Walcott the mayor?
Yeah, man's a pig, right?
Big shock.
Anyway, I'm here because I don't work in one of his places.
And you don't like that.
No.
Damn. And the others?
The usual.
Drinking, whoring.
And her?
Ooh, a real lady, huh?
Yeah, married some rich swell, right?
But after a year, he gets tired of her.
Yeah. Maybe, not so good in bed.
So what's he do?
Charges adultery.
No. That's why she's in here?
Hand to God. And she never did a thing.
Oh, so she says anyway.
Yeah, pure as the driven snow.
Breaks your heart, don't it?
Is it true?
Yes. Mostly.
There we
He
go.
said one night, he said, well, if I'm going to pay for it, he meant...
Oh, see, I told ya.
Well, then he says I ought to be getting fair value.
Bastard! And the charge is adultery.
Uh-huh. And when they brought me in, they took my bag.
Oh, my God.
All my money was
Again.
inside that bag. Oh, don't let on if you're carrying any money. The guards will soak you, that's for sure.
But you said I could buy my way out.
Well, you can if you play it
Of
smart.
course, $10 in the right hand at the right time.
But it does depend on what you're in for.
So, what'd you do?
I insulted the mayor.
Bad move.
Why would you do that?
Well, I was supposed to speak at the armory tonight, and he wouldn't let me.
Speak?
Honey, what, with your mouth full?
Who the hell are you, honey?
Hey, you ladies ever think of forming a union?
Cha.
We actually did pretty well on the lecture circuit, but it didn't matter. The Supreme Court turned down a new trial. Then the only thing left was appealing to Oglesby, the governor. It could have worked. He wanted to commute the sentences, but he needed for them, the men, to ask for mercy.
And to recant.
Yes, they had to apologize, but the real problem was Field and other capitalists. They had their hooks in him. The mail was running in our favor. We were getting through, we were. But as usual, the boys were their own worst enemies. I told Albert, don't tie yourself up with him, but he was determined.
He didn't recant, did he?
No.
But you did ask him to.
What do you mean?
You did ask him to write a letter, didn't you?
Look, men, this is going to keep you alive. Each of you writes a letter. I already have them from Michael and Sam. How about it, Mr. Engel?
I won't beg for forgiveness.
You'd rather hang?
If that's the choice. Like that, it would be murder. Murder by the courts. Let them explain that in history.
This is insanity. Ling, I know, waste of time. But, Albert, good, I see you're writing.
It's an article, Henry, not an apology.
You can't. Damn it, man. Think of Lucy and the children.
I am. This is an appeal to the people, not some politician looking to cut his losses. What do you think Lucy would do if she was here?
Ask her.
I already have.
And what did she say?
Was right, you Mr. Hoover, in a way. I did lead my husband down a path to nowhere. Oh, I was tough. Absolutely sure we could shame the system.
Still, they shouldn't have died.
They wanted to. Some of them. It was like being part of some inevitable chain of events. You can fight it and inevitably lose, or you can accept it and make it mean something.
Oh, it meant something. It meant human beings could be destroyed just because they offended the wrong people.
My. Developing a conscience? Now that could be inconvenient in your line of work.
I'm just angry. I joined the Bureau to lock up criminals, not persecute people just because. Jesus, I can't believe they locked you up rather than let you speak.
What do you think you did the other day?
That was different.
You were just following orders. And your boss isn't completely wrong.
You don't mean that.
Well, we did want to change the system, the whole thing. Just not in the way he says. And we had a right to do it. But I see things now, things I didn't see then.
What? What do you see?
Look, democracy isn't some magic formula that always works. It's flawed, like us. Oh, I was angry when Junior went to the war in Cuba. Remember the Maine? I'd raised him for the revolution, but he believed in the country. He wanted to be a soldier, a patriot. He was like Albert in a way, but he'd been robbed of his childhood, his father.
You don't have to talk about this.
Oh, it's all right. I was so wrapped up in my own... What? My grievances. I didn't see he had his own. They were eating at him, and all I could do was think, he must be crazy. But he didn't get the one thing from me that he might have helped him. Unconditional love. I didn't give him that.
How long was he?
In the mental ward? 20 years.
He's better now?
He's not suffering anymore.
God, no.
Tuberculosis.
How old was he?
40.
I'm so sorry.
So am I. That's what I mean. We're all so flawed, so fragile. So how could we make a government that isn't?
We can try.
Thanks. You know, Junior was only 8 when Albert was waiting to die. They saw each other a few times at the jail, but I don't think they ever talked about what was happening to them. It was a long year. We lost the appeal. The only hope left was Governor Ogilvy's compassion. And he was running scared. Again.
Hot news from the outside world, boys.
What? More lies from Tribune?
No, it's the alarm. Your appeal is in it.
All of it?
When Ogilvy reads this, he will have to save you all. Don't you see it, August?
Yeah, I don't see how we can fail now.
It's not over yet, boys. People are...
Aroused, a short-lived and essentially unsatisfying phenomenon. That's what I expect.
Cynic.
Dogmatist. What news from my bride?
Well, she's pretty down, but I do have good news. We've been working on a plan to bust you boys out of here.
Are you insane?
It's not set yet, but a few of the men are ready for it.
Idiots! You'll just get yourselves killed.
All right. Quiet till here.
Spies is right, for a change. Better to be martyrs than outlaws. Come here, newspaper boy. My copy's poorly printed. Give me another. And next time, bring some cigars.
Are you sure?
Everyone loves a good cigar. Bring them.
It was code. But we didn't find that out until a few days later when the bulls found the bombs.
Up against the wall! I said now!
When I got to the jail, the reporters all cornered me.
Who had the bombs?
Your husband ready to die?
Anyone get killed?
I had to say something, so I said,
Why should we believe them?
Well, why should we believe you?
Well, it wouldn't be the first time the state planted evidence.
Do you know that for fact?
If there are bombs, who put them there? That's the real question.
actually, they were Ling cigars.
I don't have the answers.
Well, who does?
But I do have a question. Pretty convenient, isn't it? Just days before the execution? More terror?
What are you insinuating?
A perfect justification.
Ooh, I was so damn clever and wrong. But the worst was Albert and me, letting him throw his life away.
Look, Albert, in 3 days, our delegation meets with the governor. Just write the damned letter and think about your children.
That's enough. This isn't about my family. It's about all our families.
It's too late for this kind of heroics. Political commitment is fine.
It's not political. It's practical. There are 6 other men and their families. If I ask for mercy, I'll get it, right? Spare the American, then hang the foreigners?
They couldn't.
Oh, they could, and they will, unless I stand firm. If I, too, refuse to recant, just maybe they'll blink.
You're willing to bet your life on that?
Nothing else left to bet.
Yes, it was noble. But Oglesby hadn't budged for months. It got down to just 2 days. And then Henry Lloyd and Sam Gompers, the labor boss, finally got an appointment. The AFL had kept as far as possible from the case, but the rank and file, some of them anyway, could see through the bloodlust. So Gompers joined the group. The next day, the last day, we got the governor's answer. Clemency, but only for the 2 had written apologies. Fielding and Schwab. The other 5 were still